Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air. Part of an apartment building collapsing in New York City. The search for victims at this hour. We're on the scene tonight. Also, we have breaking news coming in from the Supreme Court involving Donald Trump. First, in New York City tonight, the images coming in. The entire corner of an apartment building coming down. Firefighters going floor to floor looking for survivors. Trevor Ault on the scene. And one question tonight, did the storm, the heavy rain, play any kind of role here? Also tonight, that system that did slam the east and the south turning deadly, the tornado outbreak. More than 30 reported tornadoes, multiple states. And now what's coming right behind all of this? Rob Marciano tracking it all. We have breaking news coming in from the Supreme Court after that extraordinary move by Special Counsel Jack Smith. The urgent request he took straight to the Supreme Court, trying to get ahead of Donald Trump's attempts to slow down the legal process, asking the court to weigh in on Donald Trump's claim that being president gives you, quote, absolute immunity from prosecution. What the court is now signaling about this request just in tonight. Jon Karl standing by. In Texas, the young pregnant mother, doctors say her health at risk with the pregnancy, but cannot get an abortion because of the law in that state. The judge who then decided she could get an abortion, but that decision halted by the Texas State Supreme Court. So what that mother has done tonight. Rachel Scott standing by. Tonight, the U.S. Air Force disciplining 15 airmen connected to the case of a former airman accused of leaking classified intelligence. Aaron Katersky with what the Air Force is saying about that leadership. The Israel-Hamas war tonight, the Israeli military now saying it has surrounded Hamas strongholds in the south. They're now claiming they're on the verge of dismantling Hamas. James Longman standing by in Israel. Back in the U.S. tonight, the new turn this evening in the case of a high school cheerleader found dead. What we have learned about the suspect. Tennis legend Chris Evert and what she's revealed tonight. This evening, what Jennifer Aniston is now saying about the day Matthew Perry died. And the little girl tonight and the early Christmas gift. It will be very hard to beat this. America Strong.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to start another week with all of you at home. We have two breaking stories as we come on tonight. The news from the Supreme Court just in involving Donald Trump. And here in New York City tonight, the emergency playing out right now after part of an apartment building collapsed in the Bronx. The images coming in, firefighters rushing to the scene on Billingsley Terrace in the Morris Heights neighborhood. The stunning sight, one corner of the building simply gone, rooms and furniture exposed there. Police dogs and first responders searching the rubble right now for victims, looking for survivors in what remains. Drones and robots on the scene tonight, neighbors and residents looking on. Authorities going from apartment to apartment of what's still standing there. And there is late word coming in about the staggering number of violations reported in that apartment building. ABC's Trevor Ault leading us off here in New York tonight.
Tonight, an urgent search underway after the partial collapse of this New York City apartment building.
We got a significant collapse. It's a six-story, looks like an occupied building.
Video shows the corner of the six-story building having crashed down to the street in the Morris Heights neighborhood of the Bronx. Bedrooms left exposed, residents' personal items dangling into the apartments below.
And we just got a phone call reporting someone possibly under the debris.
Crews now digging through the rubble, deploying fire ladders and flying drones through the unstable structure, going floor by floor looking for survivors. So far, no injuries have been reported.
It came from the top first, and it just started falling down everywhere. And by the time going, the thing just kept falling down.
The collapse comes after a weekend of heavy rain and wind in New York City, though it's unclear if that was a factor. The cause of the collapse is now under investigation.
And David, you see it's still a very active scene here, and tonight we've learned this building is more than 100 years old, and it's been cited for 178 violations in just the past 2 years. David?
Trevor Ault in the Bronx tonight. Trevor, thank you. You heard him mention those violations. He also reported on the weather. It might also be a factor here, the heavy rain in the Northeast, all part of that system that slammed the east and the south, bringing deadly tornadoes too. More than 30 reported tornadoes across 7 states. Tonight, at least 6 people have been killed in Tennessee. Authorities now saying Clarksville was in fact hit by an EF3 tornado, meaning winds reaching 150 miles an hour. That same storm moving into the Northeast. These images from Western Virginia, up to a half foot of snow, heavy wet snow in fact. The rain, the snow, the damaging winds throughout the east. And tonight, what's now coming behind all of this? Senior meteorologist Rob Marciano with the images and the forecast tonight.
Tonight, new up-close video shot from inside a post office showing that powerful tornado tearing through Clarksville, Tennessee.
Oh my gosh, everything's gone.
It was an EF3 packing 150-mile-per-hour winds. Luke Dill and his family survived.
My two sons and my wife and I, we jumped in the bathroom, and then we just started praying to Jesus.
And just north of Nashville in Madison, a confirmed EF2 tornado leaving this trail of destruction. ABC's Melissa Adan on the ground.
All that's left standing of this Tennessee church, that stained glass window. The electricity company out here saying it'll take at least 2 more days for the power to be restored. And you can tell the damage is extensive. Homes decimated. Behind us, a mobile home community. That's where that 2-year-old boy and his mom were killed.
That same deadly system sweeping through the south, dumping nearly a half a foot of rain in parts of the Northeast. Rain turning to blinding snow in Virginia. Drivers dealing with whiteout conditions on Interstates 64 and 81. And up to 8 inches of snow falling in parts of New England.
So let's bring in Rob Marciano. He's live in Boston tonight from the Northeast all the way down to the south of Tennessee. You showed us there, Rob, with so many families now in need after these tornadoes. We've got now bitter cold moving in.
Yeah, it's terrible timing on many counts, David. We've got the holidays, and then we've got this cold that's really just pouring in. Wind out tonight, it's pretty brutal. I think the winds will ease somewhat tomorrow, but you can see here we got a reinforcing shot of cold air that's going to keep things chilly next several days. Teens and 20s for wind chills in the morning tomorrow. Includes Nashville and Middle Tennessee there in the destruction zone. But that reinforcing shot keeps the air chilly, not just tomorrow and Wednesday, but through Thursday. Look at 15 here in Boston, but remaining below freezing for morning wind chills in and around Nashville. That's going to make it very difficult for recovery. And for the eastern half of the country, it's just an uncomfortable winter chill through the end of this week. David?
Rob Marciano in Boston tonight. Thank you, Rob. As I mentioned off the top tonight, there's also breaking news just coming in from the Supreme Court at this hour. It comes after this extraordinary move by Special Counsel Jack Smith, the urgent request he took straight to the court, trying to get ahead of Donald Trump's attempts to slow down the legal process. Jack Smith asking the court to weigh in on Donald Trump's claim that being president gives you absolute immunity from prosecution. And tonight, the court already signaling it will consider weighing in. Here's Jon Karl.
Tonight, the Supreme Court has granted an extraordinary request by Special Counsel Jack Smith to quickly consider whether to hear arguments and to rule on Donald Trump's claim that he has total immunity from prosecution for anything he did while in the White House. The lower court has already rejected Trump's claim of absolute immunity. Judge Tanya Chutkin writing, being president, quote, does not confer a lifelong get-out-of-jail-free pass. But Trump has appealed, a process that could delay the trial in the January 6th election interference case and could put it past the 2024 presidential election. In an effort to get ahead of Trump's appeals, Smith went right to the Supreme Court. The United States recognizes this is an extraordinary request, Smith wrote. This is an extraordinary case. Smith says the case is also central to American democracy, writing, a cornerstone of our constitutional order is that no person is above the law. Trump once again said he would be a dictator if he gets back to the White House, but only on his first day in office.
You know why I wanted to be a dictator? Because
neither Trump's legal problems nor his recent controversial comments have hurt his standing as the clear frontrunner for the Republican nomination. In fact, a new poll shows his biggest lead yet in the state that votes first, the Iowa caucuses just 5 weeks away. One of his rivals, Nikki Haley, was asked about Trump's fitness to serve by our Lindsay Davis.
Do you think Donald Trump today in 2023 is fit to be president?
It's not about fitness. I think he's fit to be president. It's should he be president. I don't think he should be president. You can't defeat Democrat chaos with Republican chaos, and Donald Trump brings us chaos.
The Supreme Court gave Donald Trump and his legal team 9 days to respond to Jack Smith's request for a quick ruling on his claim of absolute immunity. The request for the Supreme Court to take up, hear arguments, and rule so quickly on such a monumental issue is highly unusual, but it is not without precedent, David. Back in Watergate, the Supreme Court did it when the issue was whether or not Congress could get access to Richard Nixon's Oval Office tapes.
Move very quickly then. The question is, will they now? Jon Karl with Movement, though, he reported on just here tonight. Thank you, John. We'll stay on this. In the meantime, we turn to the issue of abortion tonight and the deeply personal case involving a young pregnant mother in Texas. She and her husband have been fighting to get her an abortion. Her doctors say her health is at risk. but authorities told the family the law prohibits it. The judge, who then decided the woman can move ahead with an abortion, only to have the Texas State Supreme Court step in to block any abortion for now. So what that young mother says she's been forced to do instead. Here's Rachel Scott tonight.
Tonight, the 31-year-old Texas woman at the center of that unprecedented case, suing the state for an emergency abortion, now leaving Texas for the procedure. The attorneys for Kate Cox saying her health is on the line, and she couldn't wait for the Texas Supreme Court to weigh in.
Kate was in and out of the hospital multiple times over the last month. This is time-sensitive, critical health care that shouldn't be hampered by laws and policies.
Kate, a mother of two from Dallas, now more than 20 weeks pregnant, had been told by doctors that her fetus had a severe abnormality and little chance of survival, and that continuing the pregnancy could put her health at risk, possibly preventing her from getting pregnant again. Texas now bans abortions outright, with one narrow exception: to prevent major bodily harm or save the life of the mother. Kate told me she was certain that would apply to her.
And I could see in this case, surely I would qualify for that exemption.
Just days ago, a judge siding with Kate, granting permission to get an abortion.
I am going to grant the temporary restraining order.
Kate wiping away tears. But a day later, the Texas Supreme Court temporarily halted that ruling in response to an appeal by the Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who said the fatal fetal condition does not meet the medical exception. Her attorney saying it left Kate with no choice but to travel to a state where she can legally obtain an abortion.
The lawyers for Kate Cox have not revealed which state she is traveling to, but they told the Texas Supreme Court they plan to move forward with that case. They're expecting more women to be put in this exact same scenario, David.
All right, Rachel Scott, who's been following this case very closely for us. Thank you, Rachel. We turn now to the U.S. Air Force tonight, disciplining 15 airmen after the leak of classified Pentagon documents, allegedly by a Massachusetts Air National Guardsman, accused of exposing U.S. intelligence secrets on Ukraine, China, Iran, even America's allies. And tonight, the Air Force vowing change. Here's Aaron Katursky.
Tonight, the Air Force has disciplined 15 airmen over the alleged leak of defense secrets by Jack Teixeira, finding a lack of adequate supervision and a culture of complacency allowed the 21-year-old Massachusetts Air National Guardsman to post a trove of military intelligence online.
The breakdown in leadership was from the highest levels of colonels all the way down to sergeants. All of them failed in the basic mission to secure very classified, highly sensitive material.
Investigators said Teixeira's unit didn't report the IT specialist as he was searching restricted files, fearing security officials might overreact. Punishments for the 15 airmen range from letters of reprimand to being relieved of command, all for contributing to a leak that authorities have said put the nation's security at risk. The FBI arresting Teixeira at his home back in April, nearly a year after investigators said he was observed viewing intelligence content on secure computers. His supervisor was informed, but the incident was not documented in writing. Another time, someone noticed Teixeira again viewing intelligence products and saw him writing information on a Post-it note. He was told to shred it, but investigators said it was never verified what was written on the note or whether it was shredded.
This is not a question of overhauling the rules and regulations of the Air National Guard. It's just a matter of adhering to what's already published, what has already been there for years.
Teixeira has pleaded not guilty to violating the Espionage Act by viewing classified information he was secretly posting on the gaming site Discord. Teixeira's main job was to make sure the air conditioning kept computer equipment cool during the night shift. He had no business peering at classified information. That's what the Air Force tonight, David, is trying to fix, limiting access to sensitive documents to those who truly need to know. David?
It would make sense. Aaron Katursky live in New York. Aaron, thank you. Ukraine's President Zelenskyy is in Washington, D.C. tonight, hoping to make his case for help for Ukraine with U.S. funding and help on hold. President Biden extended the invitation at what the White House is calling a critical time, with Ukraine aid caught up in a congressional debate over the border here at home. Tomorrow, Zelenskyy will meet with President Biden and with congressional leaders. The White House has warned time and money are running out as Ukraine fights off Russia. Meantime, tonight, the Israeli military saying it has surrounded Hamas strongholds in the south of Gaza. Israel now claiming they're on the verge of dismantling Hamas. ABC's James Longman in Israel again tonight.
Tonight, Israel claims it's on the verge of dismantling Hamas. Their soldiers now surrounding 3 strongholds in Gaza. But there's fierce fighting across the Strip. Israel on the hunt for Hamas leadership. And Despite weeks of fighting, Hamas is still launching rockets. We witnessed this barrage over Tel Aviv today.
That is Iron Dome coming into action, taking out rockets fired from Gaza.
But Gaza has no Iron Dome. In the streets of Rafah, Gaza's southernmost city, desperation, dozens scrambling to scoop up supplies as aid trickles in.
Hi, Wajia, it's James.
Wajia Abulhiya, a 62-year-old engineer, fled to Rafah from his home in Khan Yunis 10 days ago. Wajia, his wife and his 4 adult sons, among more than 2 million, now with almost nowhere to go. Wajia's family is now living in tents.
We're suffering from many things: lack of water, lack of food. The night is very cold.
And tonight, former hostage Sharon Aloni Cunio speaking out. The 34-year-old kidnapped for 52 days, along with her twin 3-year-old daughters, Julie and Emma, saying any little noise brings back horrific memories. Sharon's husband David, still among the 137 people, which includes Americans, held captive.
There's a lot of families without a father, without a daughter, without a brother, without a grandfather, grandmother, mother. You have to do everything you can to bring them back now.
David, Israel has been under increased pressure to help ease the humanitarian situation in Gaza. So tonight, they've announced a new plan to speed up the security screening process. They think that could double the amount of aid that eventually gets into Gaza. David.
James Longman starting another week of reporting from Israel. James, thank you. Tonight, the White House is expressing concern for Russian opposition leader and Putin foe, Alexei Navalny. His lawyers say Navalny appears to have been moved from prison. They don't know where. Navalny survived a near fatal poisoning in 2020 and is serving 19 years on charges of extremism. When we come back here tonight, the high school cheerleader found dead. The new turn tonight in this case. Also, tennis legend Chris Evert and what she's revealed. And Jennifer Aniston and what she's now saying about the day Matthew Perry died. Tonight, news on the murder of a high school cheerleader in Edna, Texas, about 100 miles southwest of Houston. 16-year-old Lisbeth Medina was stabbed to death in her home, her mother finding her in the bathtub. Tonight, 23-year-old Rafael Romero has been charged with her murder in the U.S. on an expired visa. They don't know if they knew each other. When we come back tonight, news on tennis legend Chris Evert and Jennifer Aniston and what she's revealed tonight about Matthew Perry. To the Index, and tonight, Jennifer Aniston has revealed she was texting with Matthew Perry the morning of his death. She tells Variety Perry was happy and healthy, he had quit smoking and was getting into shape. Perry was found unresponsive in his hot tub in October. There's still no official cause of death. Tonight, tennis legend Chris Evert revealing her ovarian cancer has returned. The cancer was first diagnosed in January of 2022. She says new cancer cells were removed last week. She started a new round of chemo. She posted a photo with close friend and cancer survivor Martina Navratilova, saying, "We're in this together." We're rooting for you, Chris. When we come back tonight, the little girl and the early Christmas gift right in front of her. Finally tonight here, when mom is the best gift of all. Tonight, with Christmas now 2 weeks from tonight, a mother and daughter and their Christmas wish come early. Katoy Spencer is a sergeant in the Army, deploying overseas for the first time this year, away from home and away from her 2 daughters, 8-year-old Keturah and 2-year-old Aslan, for 7 months now. So when she got word from the Army she'd be able to come home early, she wanted to surprise her daughters. Walking into Ms. Wood's 3rd grade classroom at Coyle Elementary School in Coyle, Oklahoma, outside Oklahoma City.
How are you?
8-year-old Keturah right there at Ms. Wood's desk, and she sees her mother. Mom is now home just in time for Christmas. And right here tonight,
hey David,
mother and daughter home together.
I felt like so happy because I hadn't seen my baby in so long and she grew up so much. How did you feel?
I felt excited because I always wanted my mom.
And joining us too,
hi, Mr. David,
Ms. Wood and her 3rd graders.
We loved to get to see Keturah's mom surprise her right before Christmas.
Keturah's classmates, Kennedy.
It was very welcoming to see Keturah's mom come home from the Army to celebrate Christmas with her.
Jerron.
It was great to see Keturah reunite with her mom.
And Colton, too.
It was awesome, too, for Keturah's mom to come home for Christmas.
And back at home tonight, a mother and daughter baking Christmas cookies, grateful to be back together.
Our message of hope to other families this Christmas season is to just spend time with each other.
Thank you, David. Bye. Happy holidays.
Welcome home, Sergeant Spencer. We salute you. Thank you for your service. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.